In this session of today, I would like to welcome all of you on the Investors Awareness Program, sharing with you the different aspects of mutual fund investments. Before we move into the session, I would like to give you all a brief of the investments scenario over a period of time which have been taking place in India from the, I would say in the last, how the scenario or the investment landscape has been undergoing changes in India in the last 60 to 70 years. It is very critical for all of us to know how it is changing and in the process, what opportunities it is offering, not only in terms of investments, but also to all of us in making something for us out of it in terms of career, in terms of business activities, and in terms of contributing to the economy in our own way. So I would like to start this session providing all of us a history of, a history of traditional ways of investing the surplus funds which have been available and which most of us have seen how they are invested not just only in India but across the various economies. तो सबसे पहले तो हमें ये समझना ज़रूरी है कि हमारे पास इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शंस हैं क्या, वो कैसे होते थे पास्ट में एंड वो कैसे उनका एक लैंडस्केप चेंज हुआ ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम along with the changing dynamics of the economy. If we all look at it traditionally, हम लोगों के पास में जो सरप्लस फंड्स होते थे विच आर ऑल्सो कॉल्ड इन्वेस्टेबल सरप्लस फंड्स, हाउ दीज हैव बीन इन्वेस्टेड बाय आवर ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स, ग्रेट ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स, आवर पेरेंट्स, एंड वी ऑल्सो कंटिन्यू टू इन्वेस्ट, एंड हाउ डू वी फोर सी के द कमिंग जनरेशंस would go for the same. So if we look at it, initially the surplus money that individuals had got invested into real estate, gold, central or state government sponsored schemes, fixed deposits, equity market, mutual fund, market linked financial instruments. If we look at it, all these options जो हमें available थी with their own pros and cons got filtered over a period of time. I'll give you an example how they are relevant in current day scenario. If you look at real estate, the investment in real estate had its own merits, giving appreciation over a period of time. But do we understand the kind of risk we carried? अगर ज़रूरत पड़ेगी तो आपको पूरी की पूरी प्रॉपर्टी बेचनी पड़ेगी. Let's say that, and then the ticket size is gone up. आज अगर आप रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, मिनिमम अमाउंट आउटले रिक्वायर्ड वुड नॉट बी लेस देन 1 crore in a city area. And then if you need tomorrow 10 lakhs out of that 1 crore, you have to perhaps sell the whole property. Is it possible? Would you like to go for that? So these are the limitations we need to understand. Similarly for gold, although gold has been appreciating, but traditionally, holding gold is one thing, but it has always been an idle investment until you liquidate it, right? And holding gold is also know its own limitations. Similarly, over a period of time, the central government and the state government have been sponsoring schemes, which though gave a risk-free investments, but also with the lower rate of returns. And on the other hand, the bank's fixed deposits and other schemes of the similar nature have become irrelevant. The banks which were giving earlier a deposit interest of 10 to 9%, now it stands reduced to 5%. So in those, and that to taxable. So if you take a taxable rate of 25%, that 5% becomes maybe 3.75%. So with all these things, if we look at it in the newer economic scenario, the retail investors, when we say the retail investor, meaning the investor like you and me. एक रिटेल इन्वेस्टर वो इन्वेस्टर है जो अपनी इनकम जनरेट कर रहा है एंड उसको ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ही वांट्स टू अर्न नॉट ओनली डिविडेंड ऑन इट but also want to see the appreciation. So for that purpose, what are the remaining options that are open to him? या तो वो इक्विटी मार्केट में जाएंगे या इक्विटी मार्केट से रिलेटेड इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स में जाएंगे. So people over a period of time saw the reaping the benefits from the equity market. As the economy grew, the listed companies or the regulated businesses also grew with the economy, giving huge dividend and payouts to the investors. So that attracted the retail investors to invest into the equity market. However, it was not risk free because market scenarios are of course subject to risk, जो हम सब देखते हैं, पढ़ते हैं या समझते हैं. So what happens is, with the market risk, we also need to understand our limitation to understand those risks and de-risk ourselves. मीनिंग दैट या तो हम पूरा टाइम मार्केट वॉच रखें कि जहाँ पे इन्वेस्टमेंट मेरा नीचे जा रहा है मैं उसको इनकैश कर लूँ और जब वो वापस ऊपर जाएगा मैं उसको कैप कर लूँ. बट इज़ इट पॉसिबल ऑन डे टू डे? और अगर आप ये करेंगे तो आप अपने लिए कैरियर वाइज क्या करेंगे? सो दीज आर द लाइक कंसर्न्स ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम हैज़ बीन देयर विच लेड टू द developing of the mutual fund investment. A mutual fund investment is something like a car with a driver. आप बैक सीट पे बैठे हैं, आप अपना काम कर रहे हैं. इन द मीन टाइम यू हैव गिवन योर असेट टू ए ड्राइवर हु इज मैनेजिंग इट फॉर यू व्हेन यू डोंट हैव टाइम. सो in that sense, like mutual fund are offering options to you to invest, meaning the retail investor जो 5-10 लाख या 2-4 लाख से भी करना चाहता है, to invest over a period of time, and then those investments into different areas wherever they are made are managed by the people who are dedicated for that purpose. So in a way, mutual fund has come out with the solutions to the retail investors which were not otherwise available to them. But however, that also then creates a need to understand the different, you can say, risks and the merits and the demerits and all those things which are associated with the investments being made in the mutual fund. So today's session, I want to walk you through with the various aspects of the mutual fund investments in terms of not only looking at it from the investor's perspective, but I would also like to share with you, with my own experience, the opportunities that it offers to all of us to contribute into the economy of the nation and to build upon ourselves something in terms of careers that we can touch upon. So before I walk you through to the various aspects of the mutual fund investments, it is also important कि हम लोगों को ये तो पता हो कि जिस सब्जेक्ट पर हम बात करना चाहते हैं या बात कर रहे हैं उसका साइज़ क्या है, डेप्थ क्या है. Unless we know the depth and the size of something, we may not be serious enough. I have spoken to many people, I have discussed with many people, but what I realize is not many people have ever thought that how huge is the mutual fund investment size in India. What kind of opportunities does it offer? What kind of risk does it carry? We only look at it at the individual level from our investment perspective in a way that my banker comes to me at the year end. They want us to invest some money and they make us some promise कि आपको इतना % रिटर्न आ जाएगा. हम ये सोच के वो थोड़ा बहुत इन्वेस्ट करते रहते हैं, लेकिन हमने कभी भी इसको एज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं देखा. सो बिफोर वी गो फॉर दैट, I would like to give you a walk through a snapshot of the growth of the mutual fund in India, what led to it, and where it is today. First of all, if we ask people today, nobody realizes that mutual fund has been in India. Like when we talk of mutual fund, तो हम ये सोचते हैं कि ये न्यू इकोनॉमिक सिनेरियो में. ऐसा नहीं है. म्यूचुअल फंड का इंडिया में कंसेप्ट शुरू हुआ था 1964 में with the formation of UTI through the UTI was set up through an act of parliament. So UTI started offering in a gradual way, which was not known to उस टाइम पर सब जो UTI के नाम से ही जाना जाता था इसको कि UTI की स्कीम है. But actually it was the same design of mutual fund what we see today. It was of the same design. So if you look at it, between 1964 when it was set up to within a year's time or so, it crossed the level of 400 crores investment in mutual fund. So do we understand what was the level of 400 CR? That time, perhaps the dollar to rupee was the same, $1, 1 rupee. So if you look at 400 crores of those days, what we are talking about, 400 crores dollars of in real terms. And within initial 20 years, it reached to, by 1987, it was coming to 6,700 crores. So you see that despite the fact कि उस टाइम पर आपके पास इन्वेस्टेबल सरप्लस ज़्यादा अवेलेबल नहीं होते थे, it was only available to very few because most of us had seen the partition, the sufferings. People came as refugees, they were busy setting up their businesses, going to, identify the jobs and whatever they can do. And still, we had the investment level touching to 6,700 crores. And the next phase, if you look at it, between 1988 to 93, the banks realizes the opportunity in this. What they found was कि UTI में भी जो पैसा लग रहा है वो तो उन्हीं के कस्टमर्स का लग रहा है. So what UTI is offering, the banks also thought of offering to their customers. And in the process, we saw the influx of the banks in the mutual fund and also the public sector like LIC, GIC. And together they brought by 1993, the investment levels were almost to 47,000 crore. So now you see that the growth which started in 64 and took almost 23 years to come to 6,007 year, within 5 years, it touched to almost how many times if we look at it? 7 to 8 times to 47,000 crores. So people realizing that, they can participate into the equity market without actually अपना टाइम लगाए हुए. अगर आपके पास स्किल सेट नहीं था, तो जिन लोगों के पास स्किल सेट नहीं था, तो it happened in two ways. One is that the Indian equity market started growing. And secondly, people, in order to, participate in the equity market, तो जिनको directly participate नहीं करना था, they took the route of the mutual fund. In the process, the mutual fund size went to the level of 47,000 crore. 1993 was again another year of change because Indian economy was opened up. It is known that the opening up of the Indian economy year, we allowed the the foreign companies participation, we opened up the financial markets. A lot of, economic changes were made to take India to the next level, Indian economy to the next level. So what happened that with the entry of, private players between 1993 to 2003, those 10 years were changing years and our investment level in mutual fund grew to the level of 1,22,000 crores. And again, if you look at it in the next 10 years, between 2003, it went up to the level of 8,25,000 crore. Practically, if you look at it, again 6-time increase. And between 2014 to today, if you look at the July 22 numbers of the mutual fund investments have crossed almost 37.75 thousand crores, 37 lakh crores, or to say 38 lakh crore. Do we understand it? How bigger is the size? During the demonetization time, we all came to know that the currency in circulation in India was at that time 15 lakh crores. So practically what we are looking at it today is the size of the mutual fund is almost 2.5 times of the currency in circulation. How huge it is. Now, with this, we also need to understand from the career perspective, what kind of, opportunities does it offer? It is such an untouched area from the opportunity perspective that not many people understand it. Not many people know the size of the mutual fund investments in India. We just only look at it that it is like an instrument, like which the banker brings to us with their interest that we should invest into it and we'll get return into it. So with this kind of size, and imagine this 38 lakh crore will perhaps touch 50 lakh crore number within a year or so. The way the investments are happening today. So we need to be focused as a individual as to what is there in it for me. Even if I have not participated in the journey of mutual fund till date, when it has reached to 38 lakhs crore, should I keep my eyes shut from the opportunities which will be on the offer in the next 1 year or 2 years or in the time to come? Why are we not taking it as a subject matter of interest? I am surprised that many professionals or the professional courses students, when I interact with them, they are not fully aware of it. Because not many people understand, there was a time when LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, was appointing agent. It is always being looked low. But do you know that a seasoned LIC agent perhaps could be earning as much as 30 lakhs to 40 lakhs in a year just out of the commissions? So is that such a bad figure? I know of the people, my professional friends, some of them, who set up their own offices for this matter to deal in the financial instruments like LIC, mutual fund and all that. Today they are holding the portfolio, large portfolios, and maybe, keeping a staff of 5 or 10 people to service their clients who has made investments. And in the process, they are generating revenues in crores of rupees every year. I am surprised to see that in India, our focus is primarily on to identifying the job and career in, like in the offices, working for someone and all that. We don't give time to ourselves to work for our own. So these are the untouched areas where the individual need to focus, primarily those who are in the final years of their MBAs and all that, to identify the opportunities which are offered, and these are safe, risk-free opportunities for all of us. But of course, requiring some hard work, some legworking, some honest and sincere work for the client in a passionate way. So, my dear friends, now I would start to give you with a debrief of the different aspects of this. Having given you कि आप लोग थोड़ा इसके ऊपर सोचिए, not just as an investment, but if we know the different aspects of these mutual fund investments, it will also help you, not just in investing your money, but enabling others to invest in the right way, and in the process, developing your own career or maybe some practices and all that into the investment area. And it should not be a bad thing to do, if the banks can do it, the banks appointed executives can do it, why not you? And considering the fact that this is one area which will continue to offer opportunities in all possible ways, not only in terms of investments. You see, people today, those who are making money, they don't have time to look after their money, how it is getting invested. When we are in profession, we are told of two things. One is that making money is one thing and managing your money is another. So in the process, we also must know how to make money. But making money and managing it effectively is something for which if you don't do it, then you lose that, whatever you made. So technically for that's where you need to bring in the chip in the experts. So while you are making your money, you are leaving your investable surplus, उसको आप invest कर देते हैं, जहाँ पे day to day basis पे उसको manage किया जाता है in order to earn and appreciate it. So that is what the mutual fund people are doing for us today. I'm not here to sell the mutual funds, but what I'm trying to tell you is to understand it in that perspective. That is one of the aspects of the mutual fund. So, my dear friends, now I take you to the routine aspects of the mutual funds. First of all, we need to understand the purpose and objective of anything that we do. So, for mutual fund, we need to understand is mutually owned. Basically, as a retail investor, you contribute into the schemes of the mutual funds. The schemes of the mutual funds are designed to serve the various objectives, unlike in the past. पहले क्या होता था, आपको एक स्कीम होती थी, उसके लिए आपको सोचना पड़ता था. वो स्कीम आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ के हिसाब से डिज़ाइन नहीं होती थी. म्यूचुअल फंड की सक्सेस का एक सबसे बड़ा जो रहा वो ये रहा कि इन्होंने हर तरीके से कस्टमर ओरिएंटेड म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स बनाई. आपकी एजुकेशन के लिए है म्यूचुअल फंड, डॉटर्स वेडिंग के लिए है, चिल्ड्रन एजुकेशन के लिए है, रिटायरमेंट प्लान के लिए है. सो म्यूचुअल फंड ने ये सब एस्पेक्ट्स आपके कवर किए. And this is how they succeeded. These options were not offered, and in the process, they linked it through the largeness of the pool. कि जिस स्कीम में आपने किया उसके साथ में 10 और लोगों ने किया, और जब लार्ज पूल हो गया तो दे केम इनटू ए पोजीशन टू मैनेज इट टू द बेनिफिट ऑफ ऑल द कंट्रीब्यूटरीज. सो वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट you are a part of the pool when you go to the mutual fund investment, and you own that much share of it in your ratio of investment to the total pool, and the ownership is then managed by the wealth management company. Now mutual fund uses the money collected by the asset management company and use it into the various class of assets depending upon the scheme. The purpose and objective of the mutual fund in simple terms can be stated to be to provide the and investment option primarily to a retail investor. Retail investor when I say people जो 5 लाख से कम की इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं उनके लिए एक ईजी ऑप्शन बन जाता है. उससे ऊपर भी करते हैं लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट, लेकिन 5 लाख से कम में आप प्रॉपर्टी वगैरह में इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर सकते. सो दिस इज़ वाई इट इज़ नेसेसरी फॉर यू टू बी श्योर ऑफ हाउ टू यूज़ योर मनी. And for that matter, you find this as an easy option. So how does mutual fund works? They collect money, they show it, they invest it into trust, then they go to the market, and the same, like money gives a return through dividends and all that, and it comes back to the mutual fund and then distribute it. Now, advantages factors are the affordability, as I told you, the risk is distributed. Then it is not, अब सबसे बड़ा critical aspect क्या है कि as an investor, आपको कई बार एस्पेक्ट्स पता नहीं होते रेगुलेटरी, तो यू आर डिस्करेज फ्रॉम इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. लाइक व्हेन यू डोंट नो द रेगुलेटरी एक्सपेक्ट कि कल को नॉन कंप्लायंस हो जाएगी, पेनल्टी लगेगी या जो भी होगा. बट इन दिस केस इट इज़ द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द फंड मैनेजर्स. So you are in a way free from any, you can say, regulatory compliances. Then the benefits, the tax benefits are also being made available in the mutual funds. After 1 year, it is tax at a lower rate as compared to your income. You have professional management teams available managing your money. Similarly, one has to understand, but the key aspect of this that we need to understand, that what is the underlying asset cover. You see, when we look at any mutual fund scheme, we need to understand कि इसके underlying ये किस कंपनीज में आगे इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, तो वो भी आपको डिफाइन किया जाता है कि लार्ज कैप है, स्मॉल कैप है, एंड इफ़ यू आस्क फॉर तो आपको इंडिविजुअल कंपनीज के नाम भी बताएंगे. तो उससे आपको ये अंदाज़ा हो जाता है कि उन कंपनीज में जिनमें इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं वेदर और नॉट वो आपके रिस्क कैटेगरी में कितना आती हैं. एंड what I want is कि when you make investments, don't just make the investment but try to look at it how aligned they are to your thought. कि आपके हिसाब से जिन कंपनीज में आप इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं वो कंपनीज अच्छी कंपनीज उसमें कवर होती हैं नहीं होती. आपको वो असेट क्लास से अंदाज़ा हो जाता है कि उसमें कितना रिस्क हो सकता है उन इक्विटीज़ में. सो इन ए वे वी नीड टू बी एन इन्फॉर्म्ड इन्वेस्टर. टू बी द इन्फॉर्म्ड इन्वेस्टर हमें जो सा है पेपर पॉलिसी से थोड़ा सा अंदर जाके देखना पड़ता है कि अगर मैं किसी को पैसा दे रहा हूँ तो वो अच्छी कंपनीज में लगा रहा है या बी क्लास की कंपनीज में लगा रहा है या सी क्लास की कंपनीज में लगा रहा है. तो दीज आर सम ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. बाकी देखिए इसमें दो एडवांटेजेस हैं, जैसे हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में भी देखते हैं कि स्केल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स काम करता है, सेम वे इट अप्लाइज टू द म्यूचुअल फंड. एंड टैक्सेशन एस्पेक्ट्स, येस इट ऑफर्स यू द टैक्स बेनिफिट थ्रू वेरियस स्कीम्स. आपका इक्विटी लिंक सेविंग स्कीम्स वगैरह के आपको टैक्स में बेनिफिट स्पेशल अलग से मिल जाते हैं. सो ऑल दो थिंग्स आर अवेलेबल टू यू through the mutual funds, and which are not available to you in the as a individual investors, which you are taking the benefit. Documentation and regulatory aspects I have already explained to you that these are. Then the mutual funds, timing is very important. You should invest when the market is low so that you buy it at a lower rate, and then gradually you encash it when the market is at the peak, book your profits. And then if you want to go as an average investor, go through the systematic investment plans so that every month you are investing. But when the market is at a low, take a decision, invest it at one go. Large amount you can invest so that when the market is growing, the entire benefit is passing on. So what I am looking at it is, in critically, you have to look at few things. One is the timing of the investment, that is important. What is the asset cover that the scheme will hold, that is important for you to look at it. When is the time to withdraw? The time to withdraw is when you feel the market is high, encash it, book your profit, and then hold on to it. When the market gets corrected at a lower end, go and reinvest. So with those, you can say, aspects, I would like to look at you not only from the like investment perspective, but in the process, if you are professionally qualified and if you have interest, how you can enable others in investment, and in the process you can set up something of your own for yourself for the time to come. So on that note, one has to think of it not just as a mutual fund, but a size of, you can say, I would say a platform, the size of which is 38 lakhs crore. You can find your own place where you want to stand and how you want to, catch on with it. We have been in the last 10 years, or let's say last 15 years, have not paid as much attention as this area deserves. But now with the data being available to us on a regular basis and people are more aware of it, we should definitely try to look at it, how we can contribute into this particular size of it, which is going to be soon of 50 lakh crores, not just as an investor, but also as a, you can say, beneficiary of this. So one has to think from both